Sex, Lies, and Lawyers. We have another dear guest, Joshua Williams. Welcome to the show, Joshua.
How are you doing, Sam? I've been offered to come on the show before, so I could not rescind the offer multiple times. I had to make sure I came in today.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Yeah.
I know we met before the show, so tell me about yourself first. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Oh, my goodness. I've lived in Vegas now for 14 years, originally from the East Coast. Background is in sports. Worked at the NBA, worked at the Basketball Hall of Fame. Family member, my brother played in the NBA for 10 years.
Which teams?
He was drafted by the Pistons, played on the Pistons with Grant Hill, went on to the Raptors with Vince Carter, and then he was in Scottie Pippen's retirement tour in Chicago.
Chicago, okay.
Then,
what about yourself?
For me, oh no, I didn't play. I didn't grow, man. You saw. I didn't. Look, my brother is 6'9". Our dad is 6'5", and he stole all the height.
What do you do?
So now just business owner, have a few businesses, and then obviously my American Fan 365 podcast that I build here in the studio as well.
What brought you to Vegas?
Initially, my parents retiring here my last year of college. They didn't want me to move to New York straight away out of college. I had a job waiting for me at the NBA. I don't wish to talk about that. So I lived here for a year and then got the job at the Basketball Hall of Fame. So moved to Massachusetts, was there for 4 years, and then moved back in 2010.
Okay. Tell me about the story that you said.
That story? Let's see. First and foremost, I had a dog that I had to give away because my parents had a dog at the time, and my dog was an inside dog. And so me moving to Vegas, I had to give away my dog, and I loved my dog. He helped me through a breakup. So, me and Rocky had a real good relationship. But, I had to give away my dog. But moved to Vegas, talking about sex and lies, dated strippers and went to the strip club for about a year straight. And then...
What age you were?
I was 21.
21. You could legally drink.
Oh yeah. Oh,
legally.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had some times. Definitely had some times in Vegas at 21.
Wow. Okay. So 14 years in Vegas.
Yes, sir.
And right now, what do you do other than the
podcast? My main business, I have a sports events business. I work with retired NBA players. I create international basketball events. Through COVID, that was always a little bit tougher. So that was kind of when the podcast started to be a thing.
Have you heard any rumors about the NBA coming here? Any team
or
something? What's going on? Tell us about inside information.
So I've said this for years, just out of the from the tea leaves that Adam Silver has left out, and we should probably be getting a team in the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years. For the longest time, he said that he wanted symmetry in the league, so. That was like the first thing that he kind of was saying in relation to Las Vegas and Seattle. That would be the other expansion team to expand the NBA to 32 teams. It's 30 now. Mm-hmm. And he always talked about having symmetrical divisions. So right now it's 15 and 15. If we get a team and Seattle gets a team, the Memphis Grizzlies will move over to the Eastern Conference. It'll be 16-16. They're waiting. So next summer.
What is the hold right now?
So the biggest hold is the television deal. So the next television deal is up in 2024.
They wanted to figure out that.
Yeah. So
if there's a new teams actually added.
That's right.
What they have to do and who has the right broadcasting.
Right. Because once the next TV deal comes out, the money, it'll determine how much that fee is going to be for that next expansion franchise.
That's interesting. And anything else? Where it's going to be?
As far as the arena, I have no idea. We still are trying to place the Oakland A's. So I can't tell you where a possible team is going to be.
That's interesting. Tell me about your brother.
My brother
is here as well?
No. So I have 2 older brothers. Johnny is the oldest. Jerome is the middle, and then me. Jerome is the one that made it into the NBA. He's he had a good career. Made his money, saved his money, He actually, both of my brothers in the last year relocated back to the East Coast and to the Midwest. Jerome moved back home to DC. His children, he has 2 daughters at Georgetown, and then they wanted better schooling for my nephew. So that's the reason why they left. And then my oldest brother, Johnny, he moved to Chicago.
Chicago. Still, you are with parents here?
Yep. My parents are still here. They're still here chugging along.
You said that you are in a sport event. You are organizer or promoter?
Both. I create the events. I promote them. I have an event in China that I'm assisting with. That's going to be coming up next month, and then in November and moving forward for the next 5 months, I'll be doing events around the country. I'm actually putting together a basketball team for next summer's TBT.
Putting a basketball team for the next summer?
Yeah, so the TBT is the have you seen on ESPN that $1 million
Yes.
tournament? So I'm gonna be making a team to put into that.
Oh,
So we're gonna film it, and it's gonna be the American Idol of basketball. I don't know if I could say that out loud, but that's what it's essentially gonna be.
how long it takes to do this? What effort do you need to do?
I mean, just depends. Just depends on what's going on. Some events are obviously bigger than others. When you have to deal with, whether it's tourism boards or promoters or other people in other countries with language barriers, the stuff in America won't be as labor intensive. It's literally it's camps basically. It's tryouts, so it's only so much. It's really just kind of rolling the balls out and letting adults play. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it won't be too bad.
So tell us about anything else in your life.
Well, as far as my reason for wanting to talk to you today, because I mean, we're here to talk about the law and different things. I had been recently involved in a car accident, and I wanted to kind of get your take on why you think African Americans don't sue more, or because most of the time when you're involved in an auto accident, at least for me, I always just fix my car or whatever. But my last 2 accidents I've been involved in, both weren't my fault. And my last one, I was able to receive, $30,000. This one, it might be more. Can you talk about why you think more people don't do that?
It depends on the injuries. If you were injured, most likely you were not injured in the other accidents that you never thought that who's going to pay. And African American is like other people that they say, okay, I'm not injured, why I have to sue? Really, myself or other people, if there is only the property damage, they handle it by themselves. Or the insurance company handles it unless they get the problem. But the issue comes out when it becomes injury related, and usually that's a part that the insurance companies start acting up and not paying because they know they have to pay. And most of the time, specifically if there is no visual damages on the car or less damages, it's not a wreck completely that the car is total loss or frame damage or completely destroyed. And they say, oh, you are not injured. You are just a big guy, muscular, and you are not going to be injured. He's too young. They make that argument. That's ridiculous. But it doesn't have any bearing that whether some person is injured or not. And people at that point, sometimes they get pissed and they come to us. And it's late.
It's too late.
Because they were trying to negotiate with the insurance company. They already gave a statement to them.
Yep.
And also they already told them, oh, this part it hurts, that part doesn't hurt. And they never got the treatment.
Yeah.
Because insurance company is not obligated to send you to any treatment. They say, oh, go get the treatment on your own. And some people, they don't have health insurance.
Yeah.
African Americans, sometimes they don't have health insurance. That's an issue. They cannot go to the doctor. But when they go to the insurance company, the car insurance company, they ask them why, how I can get the treatment. Say, yeah, go get a lawyer or treat on the health insurance. And then they say, I don't have a health insurance. They don't guide you. They are not obligated to guide the person. When you sign up with the lawyer can find for you the medical treatment if you cannot afford it, or there is no health insurance. They can send you to the list of the doctors that they are on lien basis.
Yes.
And they can sign a contract, postpone the payment, not just not paying them. It's not conditional. It's still you are liable for it, but they are postponed. And the lawyer is going to tell you whether there's a liability or where is there any recovery or not at the very end. And they pay off those bills and you got the treatments.
Yep.
and the lawyers get paid as well.
Yeah, that's
That's a thing
what
that
happened for me.
if you don't have a health insurance, that's one of the reasons I see in Hispanic or African American community, they have a perception, oh, I got injured, I don't have a health insurance, I cannot just treat. And they go to the car insurance give them a run around, and they just give up and say, okay, I'll take the Advil every day. And sometimes there are serious injuries, even though it's a soft tissue. Soft tissue, it means your disc is bulging.
Yep.
Soft tissue doesn't mean that it's just a muscle spasm.
Yeah.
Soft tissue means that if you get the bulge disc or something from the accident, it's going to be with you for the rest of your life. And that's the thing that the insurance company tried to downplay. Say, oh, you are young, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter in the neck is nothing. But it depends.
Yeah.
The doctor should decide.
Not them.
Not them.
Yeah.
And if you're in pain and you are going to the doctor and you're telling them, but if you are not finding a good doctor to document that, that's going to be a problem, because the insurance company go based on the documentation and what the doctor is reporting. And the doctor is reporting it, and you are testifying that you are in pain, then you have to be in pain. That's it. That's a rule. But sometimes people say, I've seen it. Oh, I'm not in pain, and then 4 days after they call insurance company, they say, oh, I'm in pain. They say, oh, you already told them, say no, claim denied.
Yeah.
You told us that you were not in pain. But sometimes it takes a while to the symptoms to show up.
Yes.
At the
1,000%.
At the beginning, you think that everything, it goes away. Rub your neck or back or something and say, okay, it goes away. I go to the gym, I do some massage, it goes away. But sometimes it doesn't. And that's a part that's possibly late if you waited for a month and trying to negotiate, talking to the insurance company.
Late.
They are not going to guide you through. Their business is not to pay.
Yeah.
Yes, to save money for the shareholders.
Do you think more people should seek legal representation in an accident? Most often than not, because
If they are injured, definitely they have to.
Yeah.
If they're really injured and they have injuries, they have to seek representation as to the liability as well, because sometimes it's a 50-50 liability. You don't know who is at fault.
Yeah.
And you talk to the insurance company, they ask the question they want and interpret it in their favor. And then they say, oh, you are at fault. We are not going to pay anything. And it's late.
Yeah.
The lawyer cannot protect you because the word is out.
Yeah, it's too late.
And the way that they wanted to interpret it is already out. There was no lawyer to object to it, not to give it to it. There was no deposition.
Yeah.
There was nothing. So you're at fault. Your testimony is going to be read the same way that the adjuster wanted and ask questions from you. Those kind of questions, they are trained how to ask the question to put you at fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have opportunity to avoid the accident? Yeah, I could, but
Maybe.
I could. Maybe is enough. Say, oh, okay, so you 50% liability on you because you said that you could, but you didn't. Oh,
Or you
were
weren't
you
able
on the
to.
phone? Say, no, my GPS was on the front and it was not in my hand. Oh, your attention was toward the GPS? Yeah, I was just going. That's done. Even though you were just looking straight and the other one is
motorist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. Right away was yours. They try to just get some facts and interpret it in a way that they're insured. The other party is not at fault.
Yeah.
That's the issue that we see a lot. People, they come to us late. Instead of at the beginning, they come late, and that's late. We cannot protect them. They already destroyed the case by not knowing how to talk. Because usual person says some words, but they are trained how to ask the question. It's enough that you say, maybe, maybe not. They go with the inferences that they wanted to make, and they deny it. Then you have to get a lawyer, and then you have to explain, at that time, it was not possible for me to do it.
Yeah.
That's a thing that we face a lot, and they come to us. And I told you, health insurance is another thing. Sometimes they don't have a health insurance.
Yeah.
And it delays the treatment. And the gap in treatment always is being used against the person who is claiming any injuries. Say, oh, if you had any injuries, you would have gone to the doctor earlier than that. You would have find some urgent care, pay something to go.
Yeah.
But the person didn't have health insurance.
Yeah.
They didn't have money. Okay,
Yeah.
paying $2,000 for the emergency room to go in and coming out is a $2,000.
That's a $2,000.
Sometimes people
hit.
refuse ambulances because they don't have thing, and the 1,500 is the only one transport from the hospital, from the scene to the hospital. They prefer they go themselves, and they go over there. Sometimes they say, oh, there's the charges and who is responsible. They walk out.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, I don't want to be responsible.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Those are the issues we see a lot.
It's funny that you said that because so the last two times that I got in a car accident, I immediately reached out to my attorney, and my mom was like, "Oh, why didn't you, file the clause?" I was like, "Nope," because I can't unravel doing something until I allow my attorney to tell me what to do. Because like you said, I wouldn't want to put my foot in my mouth, not knowing, unbeknownst to me, I make a mistake, and now I've harmed my case. I've harmed your ability to protect me and represent me.
Exactly, because it's not something you should lie, or the lawyer is going to tell you lie. But
No.
the way they ask a question,
Yeah.
and they make the inferences, then later you cannot change it or interpret it, because they are not going to say, "Oh, you meant that," or
Yeah.
"You meant this."
Yeah.
They go with the plain language and the way that they ask a question to deny your case or deny your injuries that is not caused by this incident.
Yeah.
Oh, have you had any sport injury before? Yeah, I had it, but they don't ask when was it.
That's
If it was
a good
10 years ago,
Yeah.
10 years ago, so it's not relevant.
Yeah.
If it's in a deposition, it doesn't come into evidence because it
That's
was
a
long
good
time ago. You didn't go to any doctors over the
Yeah.
past 10 years since that injury. The
Sure.
last treatment you got was 9 years ago, a year after the injury.
Sure.
So based on that thing, if they're going to claim, say, "Oh, you had the back
Previous medical,
injuries,
yeah.
a condition, we are going to deny it," or you have to send all those documents to us till we decide, and deny till it becomes a lawsuit. And it takes a long time. Some people give up and say, "Oh, okay, screw that. I don't want to do that anymore."
Yeah.
That's the thing they do.
That's crazy. Now, for you, give me, I guess, your funniest case, your craziest case, and your case that you wanted to just like not even have any parts in.
Craziest case was a client lied to me that he didn't need a surgery, but he needed a surgery in the same place of the shoulder with the same surgeon that he had seen before, and he never told us. And we subpoenaed the documents from that place, and we got the documents after we were a year inside that thing, and we were expecting that only one surgery to comes out because we got it one. And all of a sudden we saw the same surgery was recommended 2 years before in another accident. And I say, "Holy moly, what happened here?
Yeah.
Why you didn't tell us?" "Oh, I don't remember." I say, "You know what? I dropped the case because the same surgery, the same injury was required. The same surgery was required 2 years ago with the same doctor. How you
Not
want
with
to
the
fix
same
that?"
doctor. That's too
The
funny.
same and the doctor never sent those documents to us when we were getting it till we subpoenaed.
Wow.
I say, "What's going on?" And it happens. Sometimes the client lies. That's a worse situation because it reflects on us as well.
Yeah.
Because
You took the
that
case.
other counsel or the insurance company thinks that, "Oh, we were hiding," but really we didn't know.
Yeah.
And these people, they just didn't tell us. The same doctor recommended the same surgery 2 years prior, and he never got it, and he got into another accident subsequently.
Yeah.
And then he got the surgery and said, "So, what do we have to do?"
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing I seen so far, that the client, toward the end of the case, we discovered that actually. So that's the craziest.
Funniest. What's the funniest?
There's no funny thing about law.
No funny in law? There has to be some funny in law. There's got to be something. You had to have a slip and fall case where like someone tumbled down some steps, and it's like, okay, in retrospect, if we had a camera of this, this is hilarious.
It was a very interesting another case. It was a slip and fall. The person in a deposition got into a fight with the opposing counsel.
Okay.
And
see, I told you had one. I knew you had
Let me
one.
tell you, I was shocked actually when he started talking, because it was about the loss of consortium and the enjoyment of life. They were asking, "Do you have any sexual partner? Do you have anyone, that girlfriend?"
Yeah.
And he started talking about the girlfriend and saying something and about the everything, because they ask you when you're claiming the loss of enjoyment of the sex or something, they just ask you.
Yeah.
And the other party said, "I need the name of the girlfriends." And he got so angry. Okay. I said, "Why you need them?" They said, "You have to provide because they are a witness now." Okay. They can testify about these things. "No, I don't want to give them a name." And I say, you have to, if you don't remember, you don't remember. Yes. But if you remember, you have to give the name. Otherwise, the court is going to compel you to do it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he got angry. He was an older guy, 65 years old. And he say, do you, and telling the opposing counsel in a deposition in front of the camera, do you want to tell you where I get the massage as well, happy ending and other stuff? Do you want to tell you about this thing as well? I say, yeah, we want to know exactly where you hook up. And the lawyer started picking up on the language because it's a testimony. He has a right. They say,
Well, now-
how much
now
do you
you've
pay? I said,
discovered it.
hold on. Client is taking the fifth. Okay, it's a solicitation. Yes?
Yeah.
And the client was not listening to me. They say, come on, let's stop this deposition. Let's get out. Okay, he was just talking as a being angry, telling that where he's going to get this to do the solicitation and
Yeah.
how much he's paying because he was angry at the opposing counsel and he was taking advantage of the situation. And saying, take the fifth. They say, no, I'm going to. They say, take the fifth. What are you talking about? Do you want to just under the oath incriminate yourself?
Yeah.
Telling where you are going and how much you are going to pay for solicitation.
Yeah.
That's the thing you are doing. I took him out and say, hey, dude, look, I'm telling you for the last time, if you talk again and you don't take the fifth, I'm going to walk out of here. Okay? I'm drop the case.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to allow you to incriminate yourself because you are angry and I know you're bullshitting to some extent and telling them how much you are paying, where you are paying, and who is that. Then making a criminal case against yourself? I said, what are you talking about? I was yelling at this dude outside in the closed door. I said, what the heck? And then I have to file a motion for protective order. Withdraw the loss of consortium and the loss of enjoyment as a result of the sex and file a motion for protective order to say, hey, we don't claim those. They are not allowed to ask anymore. And the judge granted it.
Thank God.
Yes, and saying now you have to take it and you have to just disclaim it. Okay, we don't want that part. And it was the craziest thing. I was shy. I was listening and saying, yeah, do you want me to say, hold on. Fifth, take the fifth. Okay. Don't answer the question. I instruct him not to answer the question. He said, no, he was insisting to answer the question. He said, stop. Stop, please stop. I stopped everything. I went outside. I was yelling at him. I said, stop that shit, bullshit, man. Why you are incriminating yourself? You wanted to get the referral to the DA with the under oath testimony that where you do it?
Oh my gosh.
That was the worst.
This friends is exactly why discovery can be dangerous. Discovery in a deposition can definitely be a dangerous thing.
That was the craziest discovery I ever had.
That's good. See, I knew you had one. I knew you had one that was funny.
I had another deposition, and I was taking a deposition of the defense counsel who committed malpractice.
Oh.
And another defense counsel defending that counsel was pissed because I was asking a proper question and going forward and asking hypotheticals. And all of a sudden, he turned back. He said, Sam, just shut up and just move on. I say, excuse me, counsel? What did you say? Can you say it for the record again? And he said, shut up and make the record move on. And I said, okay, so let me tell you something. You're seasoned enough, 40 years of experience, is a misconduct by using those words during the position. Okay, so either you are going to apologize on the record to me, or I'm going to stop this and file a motion and sanctions against you, and also reporting to the state bar.
Wow.
And you have to say it.
Yeah.
And I say, I apologize. I say, you said it twice, I remember. Can you say it again?
That's good. Wow. Now, so have you been a prosecutor and a defense attorney?
No, we are not. I'm not a criminal lawyer. I'm a personal injury lawyer.
Personal injury.
Yeah, we are plaintiff.
Just personal injury.
Only
Okay.
plaintiff.
Okay.
We sue only.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't defend. We are a
Okay.
plaintiff bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you and how long have you been a lawyer?
Almost 9 years.
Okay.
2013.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
From Boyd here, graduated here.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yep.
Did you see your career going how it has so far?
Not bad. So far, so good.
That's good. That's good.
We are having office in California, but I'm here all the time, and most of the time I'm here. We established a bigger office here. We are just hiring more people here, and we are advertising in the community,
Yeah.
specifically Hispanic community as well, under the brand name abogadosconexperiencia.com. If you see it on the billboards, and
Okay.
that's a brand for Hispanic community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. That's so cool. I used to work. I did some work with Battleborn,
Hmm.
and they were for a period really promoting and engendering themselves to the Polynesian and Hawaiian community
Hawaii.
with the
There's a
ninth.
big Hawaiian community
Yeah,
here.
they
After
were.
they're part of the Filipinos actually, or is a separate community?
No, that's separate. That's separate.
That's separate.
Yeah, so Filipino.
And do you know
That's
how they bring their cars here? Because I've seen a
the
Hawaiian license plate. I always wondering how
Bro.
they bring their cars here.
that's by ship.
How
That's,
the car got here?
It's by ship. It's by ship. That's the only way. I don't think
I see the
they're flying
rainbow
them.
and
Yeah.
the Hawaiian. Say, holy shit! Who drove from Hawaii to here?
They put it on a pontoon boat and just
Oh,
came
yeah.
across the Pacific.
I didn't know. I knew that somehow it came in, but
Yeah.
it was too. There, I saw a lot recently.
Yeah.
I was questioning, saying, how they get here?
Yeah.
There is a path that I don't know from Hawaii.
But no, I thank you so much. Thank you just for having me on, seriously,
Thank you.
because I really, I love speaking to attorneys and just getting their take on things. Because I know that you guys go through a lot, and, a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
are the
schooling.
only we are the only lawyers that we don't charge
Yes.
at the beginning. We expend the money,
Yeah.
a lot of money, and the hours in the hope to get it.
Yeah.
We don't charge up front. So
Yeah.
that's a thing that some people say, oh, car accidents lawyers. Say, man, those are the only lawyers that they really personal injury lawyer, not the car accident only, medical
Yeah.
malpractice, consumer rights, the plaintiff lawyers that they do contingency fee agreements.
Yeah.
These are the people that they really should prosecute the case at their own expense with the hope to get money.
Yeah.
And they have to have a good judgment call, and also they have to have a good client. There are a lot of factors that should be come together, then that person can make attorney's fees out of it
Yeah.
and make the case.
Yeah.
They are not only just a luck; it should be a super luck.
Yeah, well, you're playing a lot of come bets.
Yes.
You're playing that this money's going to come in, like you said, it definitely is your judgment. So when you start to feel something's amiss, it's
Yeah, you lose. Sometimes you lose, but sometimes it's about the justice and to find a way to get the client to make whole.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes it doesn't happen. There are a lot of factors. Is the clients, experts, nature of the injuries, the impact. There are a lot of factors happens that within a 2-3 years that you are going to litigate and try the case.
Yeah.
That you don't know what's going on. I
Yeah.
told you the other one. After 2 years into the case, the clients lied. That it was the same surgery in the same location of the shoulder. Another accident. We never knew. The doctor never told us, even though we got the documents.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they produce it in response to the subpoena. So what can I do? It's out of my control. So
Wow.
2 years
2
of work
years.
is gone, and the cost of the case that I expended.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's been your biggest case so far that you've had?
The biggest case, money-wise or injury-wise, biggest cases in the personal
Give me
injury,
both. Give me
usually
both.
they are wrongful death.
Oh, okay.
The death as a result of the wrongful death is the ultimate cases because the ultimate injury is a death resulting in death.
Yeah.
And wrongful death is the cases that I have around 5 or 6 that they are just sad, especially if there is involved a young person
Yeah.
and with the family or the kids. Those are the sad cases really, and you really wanted to make whole. And sometimes there is no source of recovery in some
Yeah.
of the cases.
Yeah. It's
That's
it's
the saddest part.
emotional.
If there
Yeah.
is a source of recovery, at least you can help the family. It's good. But when you just go around and see that no insurance company, the person who committed the tort and the negligence act doesn't have money, he's young and killed someone. So
Yeah.
the family left without any breadwinner. So
Yeah.
those are the sad part of the job. You see that something you want to do something, but you can't really,
Yeah.
and you have to sit with the wife and the kid and say, hey, we cannot do anything for you. Really, that's the sad part.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show.
No, thank you again for having me, bro. Seriously, I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. We will be around. We will see you.
Yeah.
again. And good luck with the American fan.
Yes,
not
sir.
The American.
The American Fan 365. I might have to, get in touch with you for some sponsorship. We'll see what we can do.
Sure.
We'll see what we can do.
Thank you
so
very much.
Sam.
Thank you.